morning and welcome to the New Hanover County Schools The Morning Show. I'm Sierra Robbins.
And I'm Jimmy Barnes. This is the week of May 8th through the 14th.
Thanks for joining us today. We have an awesome and terrific show in store for you.
Today's show will feature a brand new edition of Gardening in Nature brought to us by the Cape Fear Garden Club. In it, they will tell us about composting and how you can do it at home.
We also have a new edition of What's Up from NASA. In it, we will learn how to look at the night sky and see some great things this month, including several planets.
And we travel the Game Corner, where we once again head back to the gaming world and learn about unique opportunities both nationally and locally.
It is going to be another great show, but first, let's check in with our news anchor.
Good morning, Sierra and Jimmy, and welcome everyone to your school news here on the morning show. Topping the headlines this week, One Text or Call Could Wreck It All campaign kicks off at Ashley High School. Wrightsboro Elementary celebrates Earth Day and testing accountability, recruiting volunteer proctors. I will have all those stories and more coming up later in the show.
Okay, get ready to laugh because it's time for our joke of the week.
Students in Miss Clayton's honors drama class at Ashley High School have performed these jokes for the morning show.
Now you can start each day off with a dose of humor.
Here's our joke of the week.
A man and a woman were having dinner at a fine restaurant. Their waitress, taking an order a few feet over, and happened to look over and see that the man was slowly sliding out of his chair and underneath the table. The waitress watched as the man slid all the way out of his chair and completely out of sight under the table. The waitress finished up her order and walked over to the woman and said, "Pardon me, ma'am, but it seems that your husband has slid all the way under the table." The woman replied, calmly and firmly, "No, he didn't. My husband is walking through the door."
Another awesome joke of the week. Thank you, Lainey. Thank you, Ashley Honors Drama.
And now it's time for the staple here on the morning show. This week in history. Our Grand Master of Historical Knowledge has all the headlines from the past times in This Week in History, brought to you by Kidsville News.
Welcome to This Week in History. I am your historical host, Rocco Solano, covering all the colorful and amazing events that have left their mark on history's timeline. This is the week of May 8th through May 14th. May 8th, 1962. With the release of Dr. No, moviegoers get their first look down the barrel of a gun at the super spy James Bond, portrayed on screen by Sean Connery to date. 26 Bond movies have been released and Bond has been played by 6 different actors. May 9th, 1914. President Woodrow Wilson issues a presidential proclamation that officially establishes the first National Mother's Day, holiday to celebrate America's mothers. May 10th, 1869. The President of the Union Pacific and Central Pacific Railroads meets in Utah and drove a ceremonial last spike into a rail line that connected the railroads. This made transcontinental railroad travel possible for the first time in U.S. history. May 11th, 1947. The B.F. Goodrich Company announces that it has a tubeless tire which would make automobiles safer and more efficient. The tire was created by Michelin later that decade and is now considered the standard for automobiles in all developed countries. May 12th, 1780. Americans suffer worst defeat of the Revolutionary War at Charleston. Major General Lincoln surrendered to British Lieutenant General Clinton and his army of 10,000 men. 3,000 patriots and a great quantity of weapons and equipment were captured. Finally, your weekend history tidbits. May 13th, 1846. The U.S. Congress overwhelmingly votes in favor of President James K. Polk's request to declare war on Mexico in a dispute over Texas. May 14th, 1904. The first Olympic Games held in the United States opens in St. Louis, Missouri. The 1904 Games were given to St. Louis to be staged in connection with the St. Louis World Expo. That's This Week in History, your ultimate sources for those key moments in time. I'm Rocco Solano. Thanks for stopping by.
This Week in History is brought to you by Kidsville News, a fun and effective learning resource for children, teachers, and parents. Kidsville News is always free. Copies are delivered every month to every elementary school in the New Hanover County school system.
And join us next time for another journey through time as we explore the fun, fascinating, entertaining, and educational facts that make up in this week's history.
We have plenty more of the morning show ahead, including Science Nation and this week's lunch menu.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the morning show. I'm Sierra Robbins.
And I'm Jimmy Barnes.
At the simplest level, the process of composting requires making a pile of wet organic matter known as green waste, such as leaves and food waste, and waiting for the materials to break down in a few weeks or months.
Composting is a great way to reduce your household's trash output. In addition, it's rich in nutrients and can be used in gardening.
In our latest edition of Gardening and Nature from the Cape Fear Gardening Club, our host shows us how and why to compost.
Good morning and welcome to Gardening and Nature. We're out here at Wrightsboro Elementary School and we're talking about their gardening projects. We're here at the compost bin with Marie Davis from Centripetal Farms, and would you like to try to kind of explain what the children are allowed to do?
Absolutely. So here we have our two-bin compost system, and we have the children adding organic waste. So for instance, there's a fresh fruit and vegetable program where students receive snacks, and so whatever waste is left over from that, they're able to put this into our compost bin here. So that's the nitrogen component, and then we add some carbon, and over time it breaks down and we have a wonderful additive for our garden.
Great. And I see you have directions here to remind the children that it has to be covered with dirt, and whatever they put in needs to be covered with dirt. Right.
So that we don't attract any environment, and also to make sure that the composting process is in action. So they're adding their own carbon as they cover it here. So you can see even there's some squash where squash was a snack, so it's even growing its own thing.
That's very true. Several times there. So that's how the process starts. Now, where exactly do you use this composting material?
So the wonderful thing is that it can be used right here on site. So there are several raised beds, and there's an in-ground row, as well as a sensory garden that the compost can be added as an amendment to help grow the plants there.
All right, great. And these are things then that the children take care of and help tend?
Yeah, along with the help of their teachers and Jordan Appel from Food Corps.
Food Corps, okay. And I even noticed you had some blueberry bushes over there.
Yeah, we did a really big garden build with several other community partners last year, and we were able to put those in, and they're looking great.
Oh, good, good. The children that come out here, then they not only start with the beginning process, they also are involved in the planting process also?
Absolutely, yeah, they get to see the whole full circle.
All right, so they eat the food from the Food Corps, they save it for the composting, and then they put the compost into and grow some more food.
Yes, that's the whole full circle.
Yes, great. If we're going to compost at home, what do you suggest?
Well, there are a couple of different options. You can create a bin system like this, which is nice because once you've built a pile, you can
turn it over, because the main two things that you need in your compost pile, apart from the carbon and nitrogen inputs, are water and oxygen. So that turning process allows you to get that oxygen in there and make sure that the pile is properly breaking down. They also have compost tumblers that you can purchase from stores locally. But if you're going to do a system like this, you'll just need to be monitoring how much of your food scraps that you're putting in, so those are your nitrogen inputs, and then how much carbon you're putting in. So you can use things like dried leaves, or you can even use shredded newspaper, and it's a 3-to-1 ratio. It's kind of like making a cake, but building a compost pile.
Well, and does pine straw count with this, since we have so much of that around here?
Yeah, right. Well, pine straw is a little bit more acidic, so you wouldn't want to be adding too much of that, but you can add some of that to your pile.
Okay, great. That's good advice. So, thank you. This is our area also where they have a greenhouse. They also have an entrance to this sensory garden that has been tended, and they're going to be working in there soon too. So back to you.
Thank you, Miss Downing. That was a wonderful segment. It was great to learn about composting and its benefits.
Now it's time for our first block of news. Let's send it over to our anchor, who has several great stories to report. Good morning.
Good morning, and welcome to your school news, the morning show. I'm Natasha Griffin. Our top story this week, the NC Governor's Highway Safety Program has launched its annual One Text or Call Could Wreck It All campaign at Ashley High School. The campaign reminds those behind the wheel of the vehicle that distracted drivers are not only a danger to themselves, but everyone else on the road. With the report is YSN reporter Bobby Blue.
Last year in North Carolina, 177 people were killed in crashes involving a distracted driver. That was just part of the message Don Nail, Program Director for the North Carolina Governor's Highway Safety Program, shared during the southeastern launch of the division's One Text or Call Could Wreck It All campaign.
Motor vehicle crashes are the leading cause of death for teens aged 15 to 19 years old. 10% of our drivers under the age of 20 involved in fatal crashes were reported as distracted at the time of the crash. This age group has the largest proportion of drivers who were distracted.
North Carolina law bans all cell phone use, both handheld and hands-free, for bus drivers and all drivers under the age of 18 years old, and bans texting and emailing for drivers of all ages. To give students an idea of just how quickly a driver's distraction can lead to an accident, VR simulators were available for students to use. The simulators put the students in a situation where they are behind the wheel of a car and find themselves suddenly distracted.
It was like a life-changing kind of thing. You never know when something can happen in a quick second and you're looking down at your phone and your life changes.
It was kind of like eye-opening. You were kind of watching it from another person's perspective almost. It was really cool.
It was super real. Like, I felt like I was really driving.
It was kind of scary just to see like how quickly like you get distracted, and like at first you think that like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, it's only a few seconds, like I'm not gonna crash, but then you really realize how close you can get to like just ending your life or somebody else's just from like a 5 seconds glance. So I don't know, I thought it was kind of scary.
While anything that takes your eyes off the road, hands off the wheel, or mind off the task of driving is a hazard, there is a heightened concern about the risk of texting while driving because it combines all three types of distraction: visual, manual, and cognitive. Yet as students learned during this presentation, you cannot drive safely unless the task of driving has your full attention. Any non-driving activity you engage in is a potential distraction and increases your risk of crashing. Reporting for Your School News, this is Bobby Blue.
Students at Wrightsboro Elementary enjoyed learning and celebrating the importance of Earth Day. With the help of the American Food Corps, students had a helpful hand with planting vegetables and flowers. Carrots are a great vegetable to eat because they are rich with beta-carotene, which is converted into vitamin A in the liver. Students discussed how recycling new items from old and used materials can help reduce energy that can potentially be wasted. It also keeps materials out of landfills where they could contaminate groundwater systems and generate greenhouse gases. Students learned about aluminum cans and how the average person drinks 1 aluminum can every day. Recycling can help bring 49% of the aluminum cans back to use. Students learned about hawks, corn snakes, and the amazing alligator skull jawbone. Like all birds, hawks have very good eyesight. They can see 8 times better than humans and also see colors. Wrightsboro students got to see firsthand a corn snake and learn they belong to a non-venomous snakes. Their docile nature and simple care make them popular pet snakes. Best of all, the students got to touch it. It was a host of exciting and educational activities for students at Wrightsboro as they celebrated Earth Day. For all the latest of New Hanover County schools, join us weekdays at 5:30 p.m. here on the Time Warner Cable Channel 5 and Charter Cable 191. For your school news, a complete half hour of the latest news and information from New Hanover County schools. Now back to our host.
Thank you. We now have the latest edition of What's Up from NASA.
Each month, they take a look up at the sky and they tell you what to keep an eye out for. If you have ever been inspired to buy a telescope, then now is your chance to put it to use. You will learn when and where to see the planets, constellations, meteor showers, and more.
Here's May's edition of What's Up.
What's up for May? Jupiter at its best, Saturn rises in the late evening sky, and the moon dances with the planets. Hello and welcome. I'm Jane Houston Jones from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California. Jupiter climbs higher in the southeast sky earlier in the evening this month. This means that telescope viewers don't have to wait until midnight to get good views of the planet. You can enjoy Jupiter through binoculars too. Through binoculars, you should be able to see Jupiter's 4 Galilean moons, Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto, and watch them change position from night to night. Our moon appears near Jupiter from May 5th through 8th. The moon joins Venus and Mercury in the eastern sky just before sunrise on May 22nd and 23rd, and it pairs up with red Mars just after sunset in the west-northwest sky on May 26th. Saturn is now visible before midnight, rising around 11:30 p.m. in early May and by 9:30 p.m. later in the month. The best time to see Saturn is when it's highest in the sky. That's after midnight this month, before midnight in June, and by early evening in July. Through your telescope, you may see some of Saturn's cloud bands and even a glimpse of Saturn's North Polar region, so beautifully captured by NASA's Cassini spacecraft. You can catch up on solar system missions like Cassini and all of NASA's missions at www.nasa.gov. That's all for this month. I'm Jane Houston Jones.
That was What's Up from NASA. We hope you at home were taking notes and can enjoy some of the wondrous sights coming to your sky this month.
Now we continue our show with Science Nation from the National Science Foundation. This feature takes a dynamic, entertaining look at the research and the researchers that will change our lives.
From the latest inventions to the studies that can change the way we perceive the world, each episode is packed with fascinating information.
Are you seeing any roots there?
No.
Nothing.
From treetops to rivers to the bedrock below, there's constant activity and change going on in what we might think of as the skin of our planet.
So the critical zone is this active layer of the skin of the Earth where a lot of the life forms find habitat and live and use resources, going from the microbes to humans.
With support from the National Science Foundation, civil and environmental engineer Praveen Kumar and his team at the University of Illinois run the Critical Zone Observatory with a focus on so-called intensively managed landscapes. These are areas where human activities have dramatically transformed the land over time, like here in Illinois' Sangamon River Basin.
So a lot of this land is mostly agriculture and pasture land. These landscapes have been extensively modified over the last 200 years, going from natural prairie and wetlands to industrial agriculture.
Critical zones are spread all across the agricultural heartland of America and around the world.
And the goal is to continue to get the productivity that we want out of these landscapes while reducing the impact we have so that we can enhance the ecosystems.
There's 3 soil moisture sensors directly under this at 5 centimeters, 10 centimeters, and 60 centimeters, and they're each measuring soil moisture, hydraulic conductivity, and soil temperature.
This site in central Illinois is one of 3 in the upper Midwest that make up the observatory.
Today we're out here trying to determine sources of sediment that get into the river. This particular site is obviously a case where we have the river cutting into this bank and it's eroding, and sediments can come out of this bank and into the stream during higher flows.
The team shares their results with local farmers who help with the project by allowing towers, sensors, fiber optics, and other equipment on their property.
The farmers are very much interested in increasing the productivity of this landscape, but they are also very conscious of the environmental impact. They are definitely very good citizens. They need to be informed. We have to work together with them.
Kumar says these critical zones all have a story to tell, and knowing how climate, water, vegetation, and human systems interact can help us plan for the future.
We do see the critical zone science as basically a place where all these different disciplines and different expertise come together. So if we can use our understanding, then we are addressing a big societal challenge.
Understanding these intensively managed landscapes will pay off down the road in helping to develop innovative solutions to food and water security issues and bolstering environmental sustainability. Now that's critical. For Science Nation, I'm Miles O'Brien.
That was another great segment from Science Nation.
It was. I'm glad to see so much that goes into and maintain the land, farmland. It will help ensure food supplies for generations to come.
And they are working hard to minimize environmental impact, which will keep our air and water clean.
More good work from the National Science Foundation.
All right, it's time for a quick break. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back to the morning show. A meeting with a school principal, no matter how positive, can be an anxiety-laden experience for parents when it takes place across a desk in an office. To make things a little easier, we've got Coffee with the Principal, a chance for everyone in the community to get to know our frontline administrators in a relaxed setting over a good old-fashioned cup of coffee. Today, we travel to Freeman School of Engineering to meet Principal Miss Susan Sellers.
Good morning, I'm Maya Fulton, 5th grader at Rachel Freeman School of Engineering. And welcome to Coffee with the Principal. This morning we're talking with Miss Sellers, Principal of Rachel Freeman. Good morning, Miss Sellers. Let's get started. Give us an outline on your education.
Well, I graduated from New Hanover High School here in Wilmington. Go Wildcats. Then I went on to UNCW for my teaching degree and taught for several years, and then went back to UNCW for my administrative degree.
Before you became a principal, what did you do?
I taught high school English for 8 years, coached volleyball, softball, basketball, went on to be a middle school assistant principal, and then I've been an assistant principal, and then I've been an elementary principal for 12 years.
Why did you want to be a principal?
I think I wanted to have a greater impact and greater relationships with just more people. When you're in your classroom, there's only one adult and maybe 20 to 25 children that you impact each year. But when you're in charge of a whole building, there's like 40 to 50 adults, and in this building, over 300 children. So just having that interaction with more people.
What are the most important qualities a principal should have, and why?
I think a principal should have knowledge of good teaching, because that's why we're here. I think principals should be able to have good relationships, just the number of lives that you touch every day. And I think you need patience and flexibility, because every single day is different.
As a principal, how do you provide support for your teachers?
Teaching is a tough job. I don't think people realize how hard it is. There's so much more to it than just teaching. There's paperwork and scheduling and testing and discipline. So I try to eliminate as many of those things as I can, or make them as easy as possible, give them time in their schedule to do that, so that they can just concentrate on teaching. Try to get them all the materials they need for their classroom. I try to be their cheerleader every day. The teachers are the most important people in the building. A school's success is up to them. So I try to support them in any way I can.
What do you do for fun?
I love to read. I love to go to the beach. I'm a big college sports fan, and just love hanging out with my family.
What goals do you set for this school year?
Our number one goal, of course, is student achievement. That's why we're here every day, like I said before. Our children are smart and capable, but our test scores don't really show that right now, so we're working hard on that. I'd say, secondly, we're trying to increase our engineering focus. And I would say, lastly, and maybe even most importantly, making this a place full of happy kids and happy adults that want to come here every day and be part of our Freeman family.
Thank you, Ms. Sellers. That wraps up Coffee with the Principal. I'm Maya Fulton. Back to you.
Thank you, Ms. Sellers and Maya. Next month, we will feature another principal here on The Morning Show, so be sure to tune in.
All right, it's time now for this week's lunch menu. This is the menu for Monday, May 8th through Monday, May 15th.
On Monday, May 8th, start the week off grand by enjoying tasty chicken nuggets with rice and gravy, a flippingly good fish fillet sandwich, or a classic hot dog with chili. Complete your awesome meal with macaroni salad, sweet potato, and diced pears.
Then on Tuesday, May 9th, be sure to enjoy scrumptious chicken and waffles, superb Salisbury steak with a biscuit, or wonderful buffalo chicken pizza. Finish off the meal with red skin mashed potatoes topped with gravy, California vegetables, and mixed fruit.
On Wednesday, May 10th, enjoy a beefy buffalo chicken wrap, corny corn dog nuggets, or a crispy chicken fillet sandwich. Complement your entree with pasta salad, glazed carrots, and applesauce.
On Thursday, May 11th, feast like royalty on jewel, including indulging beef aroni with a breadstick, great grilled chicken sandwich, or breathtaking bacon cheeseburger. Pad your palate with great northern beans, a veggie cup, and diced fruit.
Then on Friday, May 12th, warm yourself up with a poppity popcorn chicken with a roll, a mouth-watering meatball hoagie, or a pretty good pork chop sandwich. Side items that day include macho macaroni and cheese, broccoli and cheese, and mixed fruit.
Finally, on May 15th, race to the lunch line for a captivating chicken parmesan sandwich, a beef taco served with Spanish rice, or a cheeseburger. Finish out the meal with barbecue pinto beans and a frozen fruit cup.
And there you have the lunch menu for this week. In addition to those items, a garden salad, fresh fruit, French bread pizza, and a peanut butter and jelly combo will be available daily.
So many delicious choices. Don't forget that you can also start your day off with a healthy and hearty breakfast at school.
It's now time for our newest segment to the morning show, Cooking with Caitlin.
In each episode, our host, Caitlin Ledman, will show us the ingredients and how to put them together to make easy, nutritious, and delicious dishes.
Follow her advice and lead your taste buds to new and amazing flavors. Here's Cooking with Caitlin.
Hello everybody and welcome to Cooking with Caitlin. I'm Caitlin Ledman and today we're going south of the border and going to learn to make tasty quesadillas Oaxaca. So this is our cheese Oaxaca, queso Oaxaca. It's like a rope of cheese made into a knot. And so first we're gonna shred our cheese onto, it's kind of like Monterey Jack and mozzarella. And we just buttered our griddle earlier. Oaxaca is spelled differently than you might think. Instead of being spelled however you would spell it, it's spelled O-A-X-A-C-A. And so we're putting bacon and some chilies on our quesadillas. And then we're going to fold it and make another one. And we're gonna put this one on the griddle. Then we're gonna make another one. And next we're going to make some pico de gallo, which in Spanish means beak of rooster. Really weird, but I don't know. Now we're going to put this one on the griddle. And now we're going to start our pico de gallo. Our cameraman's father is actually from Oaxaca, so yeah, too. And pico, we're going to make our pico out of cilantro, tomatoes, and onion. Salt, we're also going to put some salt in there. I think our quesadillas are ready. So we're going to put our pico on our plate, and for decoration there. Thank you for watching, everybody, and back to you.
Thanks, Caitlin. That looked like a delicious yet healthy treat.
Yes, that definitely looked like a dish I'll have to try at home.
Definitely. All right, everyone, get a pen and paper ready. It's time for our morning show math question. This is the challenging problem for you to solve at home. We'll give you the question now and then solve it for you after the break. So put on your thinking caps and get ready to solve our question because here it is.
The magical thing about using energy wisely is that anyone can do it. Use energy-saving light bulbs, Energy Smart Power Strips, and turn off computers and game systems when not in use. Get together and make a difference. Learn what you can do at energy.gov/tink.
Welcome back to the morning show. I'm Sierra Robbins.
And I'm Jimmy Barnes.
Before the break, we showed you our morning show math question.
Were you able to solve it correctly? Here's Elizabeth Kreis, Murray Middle School math teacher, with the solution.
Good morning. Our math problem of the day is to solve 5 to the third divided by 5. We have to remember that a fraction always means to divide. If the number does not have an exponent, we can always assume it's an exponent of 1 because 5 to the first power is the same as 5. So I'm going to add the exponent of 1 because I know some rules about exponents, that when I'm dividing exponents and the base is the same, so the base is 5, it is the same, there's a rule that says that I can subtract my exponent. So I would just subtract my 3 from my 1. So that would give me 5 to the second power, and 5 to the second power is 25. And now, back to the studio.
We hope you enjoyed our morning show math problem and got those brain juices flowing.
Each week we'll feature a new problem for you to solve.
When many of us think about video games, we think of people sitting in their house playing in front of their TVs. New Hanover County Schools TV intern Caden Kay is here to change that perception and give us an insider look at the video game world.
From weekly events happening right here in Wilmington to grand tournaments with world players, he has all the details. This is the Game Corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Game Corner. I'm Caden Kay. Here we go over current video game news happening not only in the world, but also right in our wonderful state. Today, it's the game that's taking the nation by storm, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS by Nintendo. How a 16-year-old wins a major tournament in California. Details about how you can get involved in the community and local Smash tournaments in Wilmington that you can attend. So, you could be asking, what is Super Smash Bros.? Well, Super Smash Bros. Is a fun, competitive, yet easy to get into fighting game. It features Nintendo's classic iconic characters, such as Mario, Link, Pikachu, and Donkey Kong, to name a few. It's a game that has up to 8 people who can play at a time, where you can freely move around the stage, and each character has their own unique attacking abilities. If you fall off the stage and can't recover, you lose a life. Once all your lives are gone, you lose. Tournaments are held for cash prizes all around the country, including our beautiful state of North Carolina.
It's kind of interesting how the game, it's a fighting game, but also sometimes I consider it kind of like a puzzle game. You're the player and the coach. So there's a lot of execution involved, but there's also a lot of planning and thinking and reacting. So there's just so much that it requires of you, so many challenges that you can solve. And of course, hanging out with guys that like to play the game too.
Big news in the world of Smash Brothers. 16-year-old Leonardo Lopez Perez, sponsored by EchoFox, has won one of the top tournaments, Genesis 4. For his victory, he earned over $5,000, making him the youngest professional player ever to win a major tournament. Players from all around the world come and compete, and therefore, some require visas to travel. With help from sponsors such as EchoFox, players are able to afford the expenses required to travel and represent their team when they play. These large-scale tournaments are held once every few months throughout the year in states such as California, Maryland, Virginia, Las Vegas, New York, and Florida. These allow for large-scale exposure of the players and the companies who sponsor them. However, there are smaller tournaments that happen on a weekly basis all around the United States. These tournaments are organized according to state and are generally easy to locate through social media. Tournament pricings vary depending on location, but are normally around $5 to enter and free for spectators, with cash prizes being split respectively based on your placing. Even if you're not the competitive type and just want to play with others, people are always encouraged to come and participate in friendly, non-competitive play. If you're nervous about attending a tournament for the first time, it's always good to have friends to carpool and compete with. Carpooling with friends allows you the comfort of having somebody to go with and relax around. Online play is featured, so even if you can't go out, you can still reach out to your friends. Finally, every Friday at Cape Fear Games, tournaments are held for Super Smash Bros. That you can attend.
Now, many people have played this game, so it's a really cool community of people who grew up with this game. And while it's casual, it's also very competitive too. It's a good mix of both.
Meeting all these people and just having a nice conversation with people you'll meet only here, you know? It brings together a whole world of people who've would have never met together, you know?
To find out where a local Smash tournament is happening near you, join the Facebook page, Wilmington Smash, for more information. All in all, Super Smash Bros. Is a game for everyone. Tournaments are held all over the world, and even if you're not the competitive type, it's still a great game to kick back and relax with. Bring a friend along when playing so that everyone has a great time. And there's always something going on in your own hometown. Till next time, from the Game Corner, I'm Caden K, reminding everyone to stay plugged in.
Thank you, Caden. It was very interesting to see people gathering locally to play video games together.
It is. Now it's time for more Your School news, so let's send it over to our news anchor.
Thank you, Sierra and Jimmy, and welcome everyone to your school news here on the morning show. With the testing season approaching, the New Hanover County Schools Testing Accountability Department is recruiting volunteer proctors for area elementary, middle, and high school. Having a sufficient number of volunteers and community partnerships is important to the effort of maintaining quality testing standards. With the report is YSN Bridget Donovan.
A proctored exam is one that is overseen by an impartial individual, a proctor, who monitors a student or students during an exam. The proctor ensures the security and integrity of the exam process. New Hanover County Schools Testing Department is looking for just such individuals to maintain the quality of the district's testing standards.
Proctors help the test administrator monitor students to ensure that there's adequate spacing between desks, that the lighting is good in the room, that the temperature conditions are good. They rotate around the room periodically. Not all during the testing session. They can sit as long as they're strategically placed where they can monitor, and they just are that extra set of eyes for the test administrator to monitor to make sure that children have a prime opportunity to show what they know.
Volunteer proctor criteria and responsibilities include responsible adults 18 years or older and not enrolled as a student in the K-12 public school system. Required training from the Proctor Guide and an NC Testing Code of Ethics, which takes approximately 10 to 20 minutes on a day prior to or on the morning of testing. Requested attendance and volunteering at one or more testing dates from early morning to early afternoon. Requested support of the test coordinator and classroom that they are assigned. Required to maintain test security and ensure all testing procedures are followed. At this time, New Hanover County Schools is collecting names and contact information of volunteers. Testing dates are from May 25th through June 15th. In addition to test proctoring, there are other opportunities to assist schools in having successful testing, such as donating snacks, juices, and breakfast items for volunteers on the morning of testing. Please contact Tufana Bradley Thomas at 910-254-4319 or tufana.thomas@nhcs.net to sign up for volunteer or to donate snacks, juices, or breakfast items. Reporting for your school news, this is Bridget Donovan.
The 4th grade students at Castle Hayne Elementary have been taking their learning outside. Those visiting the school no doubt have seen the large-scale, colorful geometric sculpture designs positioned around the school campus. These collaborative art projects were guided to a competition by Castle Hayne art teacher Peggy Cleary and involved merging the core subjects of art and math. Greater Wilmington Assistance League even provided funds for the integrated core subject project. Castle Hayne students worked together to enlarge and install the geometric designs, applying newly learned surveying and measuring skills often used by land surveyors and architects outside the classroom to create the temporary sculptures. Students scaled up the radial designs from the models they created in art class using surveyors, tapes, protractors, wooden stakes, field measuring tape, and engineer's mallets. These temporary sculpture installations on Castle Hayne Elementary School grounds are a creative way for students to show what they know and provide visual enjoyment for students and school community on a grand scale. That's all for now. To watch the week's edition of Your School News online, visit the school system website www.nhcs.net and click on the NHCS TV logo on the homepage. Now back to Sierra and Jimmy.
Thanks, Natasha. Now to end today's show, we will play a challenging trivia game that will get those brain juices flowing.
I see we have the buzzers out, so we're in for a real challenge.
We are. Let's send it back over to Natasha, who has all the details. Welcome back, Natasha.
Thank you. Today we have a morning show trivia challenge. I will ask a simple trivia question from a range of categories. If you think you know the answer, you must buzz. The first person to buzz gets the answer. If you blurt out an answer without buzzing or winning the buzz, it will not count. Also, if you buzz before I finish asking a question, you have to answer it then. I will not read the rest. Finally, if you are stumped on one, I will give the answer and we will move on. There are 17 questions. Okay, contestants, are you ready? We go.
Yeah.
All right, so name the largest freshwater lake in the world. Jimmy?
Lake Tahoe.
No, incorrect.
Worth a shot.
Did you want to guess?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Just click. Yeah. Lake Michigan.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
Okay. So no.
Okay.
It's Lake Superior.
Makes sense.
Okay. Next question. Where would you find the Sea of Tranquility?
Earth.
Incorrect.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's on Earth. Get partial credit.
And you said the Lake of Tranquility?
Yeah,
Yes,
it should be on Earth.
I have no idea.
The answer is the moon.
It's not even on Earth.
All right, next question. How many valves does a trumpet have? Come on, Sierra.
3.
Yes,
Three
correct, Jimmy.
This is, I hope my band director's not watching.
All right, next question. Name the author of On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Dr. No, and Thunderbolt, among others. Sierra?
No, I don't have anything.
Guess.
Did you guys want me to repeat the question?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's repeat the question. Yeah.
Okay. Name the author of On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Dr. No, and Thunderbolt, among others.
Can we Google it?
Okay. I'm trying to think of her name. I can't think of her name. Is it the author from Harry Potter? I don't know. I really don't know.
I was thinking that.
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
Yeah. Not from Harry Potter.
It's Ian Fleming.
Who the heck is Ian Fleming?
Okay.
All right, so next question. How many U.S. states border the Gulf of Mexico?
4.
No.
What the heck? What I meant?
Is it 6?
Oh.
It's 5.
No.
It's 5. It's 5.
It's 5.
Yep.
All right, so next question. Who averaged one patent for every 3 weeks of his life? Patent?
Read it again.
Who averaged one patent for every 3 weeks of his life?
Average one patent. What the heck's a patent?
Like an invention, I guess.
Oh. Every week of his life? Jeez.
Every 3 weeks.
What the heck?
Can you give us a hint?
It starts with a T.
T.
Yeah.
It's Thomas Edison.
I wasn't finished yet.
Okay. You guys better know this.
I was just getting
Next question. I'm just letting you guys know. Okay. When did the Cold War end?
You're taking the A-push exam.
Hey, don't.
Come on,
Hey,
Sierra, Jivy, I know you guys.
No, I know. Cold War.
Cold War.
Cold War. All right. There was penguins involved. I know that.
Penguins.
Cold War. Okay. 19.
Oh man. And then I can't.
Is it in the 1900s?
Yes.
Sweet. I'm on a roll. Okay.
19. Oh, that's gonna be too close.
1901.
No.
What the heck?
Almost.
1908.
It's 1989.
80.
What? I thought that Cold War was before World War I. Oh, yeah, I guess whatever.
All right, next question. How many squares are there on a chessboard?
I never took the time to count.
No, okay, so you have the rook.
Oh, yeah.
The rook, the bishop, the knight. Rook, knight.
100.
Incorrect.
What the heck?
64.
Yes.
What?
Cool.
Sierra, good job. All right, what is the only rock?
Stupid.
Right.
Counted twice.
What is the only rock regularly eaten by humans? Regularly eaten by humans.
The regular
rock?
what? Rock?
Yes.
Regular rock.
Is it like a mineral rock or is it
Okay.
like a rock?
All right.
Actual rock.
Igneous, metamorphic, sedimentary. All right, so I got it down to 3. All right. I'm on a roll.
It's a rock?
Yeah, it's a rock.
Yeah, it's
Actual
a rock we eat.
Rock that we eat.
Is it any one of those 3? Oh, it is. Nice.
Okay, I'm just gonna buzz and say something. Sedimentary.
No.
Okay.
Metamorphic.
No.
What the heck? So it's igneous. Oh, that's dumb.
The answer is salt.
Salt? That's not a salt rock. What?
Is it more of a
That's
mineral? I
stupid.
thought salt was more of a mineral.
Salt's what you put on food.
All right, I don't know. All right, so next question. What is the minimum number of musicians a band must have? Sierra.
What?
Did you click it?
Yeah, she put the
No, I
reset
put the
button.
yeah.
What is the minimum number of musicians a band must have to be considered a big band?
Oh, great.
What?
Oh my gosh.
A big
band? Are they trying to like break it up into A sizes? Like 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A? Or is it like 3A, 4A?
Must have to be considered a big band.
I'm gonna say 50.
You're close, but lower.
Lower than what?
Lower than 50.
Lower than. Wait, what did you say? 50 or 50?
15.
15? Like
Yeah.
1-5? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Did you want to guess?
I'd say 10.
Yes.
Yes!
Correct. All right, next question. Good job, Jimmy. All right, what is the hardest natural substance known?
Wait, this is chemistry.
The hardest natural substance known?
Yes.
A rock.
Incorrect.
What? Rock's pretty hard. Mountain.
You want to guess?
A tree.
Let's start with S.
A snail.
Snail, yeah, no. Yeah, I'm good. I'll pass.
Okay, so the answer is diamond.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Diamond.
Okay. Next question. All right. On a computer keyboard, what letter is between Q and E?
W.
Correct.
Oh,
Good
I
job,
got it
Jimmy. All right, next question. Good job. What is another word for lexicon?
Lexicon?
Lexicon.
Lexicon?
Lexicon? What the heck? What?
Lexicon.
Is that a shape?
Yeah, I think so.
A
What is
lexicon?
another word for lexicon?
Lexicon, okay.
Lexicon, yes.
Lexicon? What's another name for it?
Yes. Another word for lexicon, yeah.
Not a lexicon? I don't know.
A lexicon?
The answer is dictionary.
I wasn't
I
done. I didn't even buzz.
I've never heard that word.
Thinking.
All right. What is the only fruit with seeds on the outside?
Strawberry.
Correct. Jimmy.
Oh.
Wait. Oh,
I said strawberry.
never mind.
Yeah, it's got seeds on the outside. Strawberry. There's average 200 seeds on a strawberry.
Correct. Which of the only American states to begin with the letter P?
Pennsylvania.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, not buzzing fast enough.
Name the world's biggest island.
Biggest island?
Yeah.
Australia.
Incorrect.
Oh, really? There's one bigger than
Come
Australia?
on, you could take this.
Oh, I know it
The
now.
world's biggest island?
I know it.
Yeah, green.
Can I steal it if she doesn't
Hawaii?
get it?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
You don't know.
Yeah, Hawaii.
Antarctica?
I don't know.
All right, you could try. You wanna
Antarctica?
try? No.
What the heck? What's bigger than
All right, the
Antarctica?
answer is Greenland.
Greenland?
Really?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I should have said North America because that's pretty big. Or Europe.
Okay, next question.
That's huge.
Which chess piece can only move diagonally?
Bishop.
Correct, Jimmy.
Did you buzz first?
Yes.
Oh, well, okay, go ahead.
Bishop.
I'm sorry.
Bishop, okay.
Partial credit.
All right, that's all the questions on our morning show trivia challenge.
I'm sorry.
The winner is
It's
Jimmy. Congratulations.
Well, that does it for this edition of The Morning Show.
Remember, for the best TV of all each and every day, keep it tuned right here for New Hanover County Schools TV on the Learning Network.
Have a great day.
And a wonderful week.